approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Aye. Aye. You seconded, yep. Aye.
Approve the consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent agenda. Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Public comments.
I'd like to thank, I don't want to mess up, Hodgkins, thank you. Him for coming over to my house when he did not have to cut down that tree. That was a big deal. He was, out of everybody, doing the most. He touched nothing. Well, Rod did because he showed him what to do so no one's legs got cut off or the thing didn't go in there. Also, but thank you to him very much. He did and he stayed to clean up, so thank you. Also, this letter that was sent out by council for a pat on the back, it should be that we pat you on the back because you do something good for us, for the community, not you send it out going, please pat us on the back. Stop us on the street, which I did, Laura, and it took me a couple times for her to answer me. So I did what was asked of me, and I was polite about it. I have it on camera, I was very polite. And until I wasn't, until I said, I'm asking a question. It was as simple as that. It just needed to be answered. You'd sent it out, stop us, come to our house, give us a call, come, that's exactly what I did. So therefore, I was told absolutely nothing, but I can do it. And as a council member, I kind of would expect more from that. And so that is a big thing. But other than that, again, thank you very much to your husband, and we have something. So thank you. I appreciate that. We do more than he could even imagine. And it would be nice also, I still have time, to get our city guy out of his truck. Everybody has ran through this guy left and right until he's needed. Ran tooth and nail, called him everything they could call him, how worthless he was, everything. And again, he couldn't get out of his truck, but yet the new guy we hired was running back and forth and doing what he needed to do. But we got him out one time, out of that whole time. But yet this man that doesn't work for us did everything. And probably, I don't know his age, so I'm not even gonna guesstimate. But I'm just saying, he was doing circles. And that's crap. Sorry. It was nice to see, and God, you don't know how much we appreciate it. It was that rotten. But the pat on the backs by city council for the ones that have ran all of you down at one point in time, horribly, horrifically, gets to sit up there and play God. And that's not okay. But, and even more so than everyone, and myself included, think you two. She's just there, but you two. And that's a big deal. But again, thank you.
Your time's up.
Hey,
I got that, thank you, Laura. At least she answered
anybody
me
else?
that.
I want to say how nice the Allegheny building is coming along. It's coming along really good. It's looking good. Dennis has done a good job in such a short time.
Okay, we'll move on to old business. Grocery store, Hoskinson.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I want to ask, how do I get a tree in my yard that is leaning over, pieces have fallen off with the big storms? How do I get that done? Would the city do it?
Who are you?
Dolores Ortiz. I live at 202 7th Street.
You can check on it.
Okay.
See what's this guy over here.
Yep,
Then we'll get back to you.
thank you.
Give him your number after the meeting. Okay,
Excuse me, we were always told that the small room over there was the free room, and we wanted to have our women's club meetings there once a month. Because where we've been meeting, we've got new members coming, and there's not gonna be enough room. It's always been free before, is it still free? And is it okay for us to go there, play cards, and have our meeting?
I'll address
We'll address it.
later. I'll address that later.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the grocery store. I just want a shout out to Misty, who I have kept in contact with, and Dennis. They're doing an awesome job on getting that cleaned up. She had stopped on Sunday and said they hope to have it done Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on how things are looking. I'll be the first to say that I said right from the start, I didn't think that they would get it done, and they are absolutely getting it done. So big thank you to them. It's gonna look nice. It already looks a lot better than what it was. So we appreciate it. The town thanks you for doing that, and you're getting it done, and we'll be anxious to see what goes up there when you do get it done. Does anybody else have anything to
I
say?
talked to Dennis Sunday, and he says, I have it pretty well cleaned up, but you'll have to wait. That cement is so cold, there'll be this much layer
Yeah.
froze down that he won't be able to get
Yeah,
until it thaws.
yeah, he had told me that too, and because he doesn't want to take a chance on wrecking that concrete that's there, but, yeah, he's done a good, anybody else?
I just want to say thanks, Misty. Tell your husband we truly appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. I talked to them both, so. Okay.
Moving on to new business, vote to approve special election for city council seat. Lyons.
I make a motion, we approve the special election for city council seat.
I'll second.
Aye.
Kenny, did you have anything you want to say about it? Sorry.
I'm gonna say aye too, but I would like to know, did we have an idea on the cost of what this election will cost the city? I mean, just general?
I was told roughly $5,000 to $7,000 is what we're looking at for the special election.
So,
And we'll be doing it again at our normal election in November.
In November. And it's my understanding that we, now that we have voted, we approved the special election, then it's in the hands of the ladies at the
to
courthouse.
set the time.
But yeah, they set the dates because there's a certain amount of time and that kind of stuff that we have to have. And Wendy does have forms out there that you can take to apply. And the council seat that is being voted on is the one that we appointed Jake to. That's the only one. So,
I just wanted.
yeah, that's great.
Good.
Okay, all righty.
Okay,
Did we pass that? Everybody said
Yes,
aye? Okay, all right, thank you.
discuss and vote on the totals for funding of the townships for the fire department.
Yes. After the meeting with the fire department and with Jack Williams from the sheriff's office, who's actually also the fire chief over in Jefferson, we found out that the townships should actually be paying us more money toward our funding of the fire department than what we were getting. And so we have put together a letter that actually went out to the township trustees. We tried to get a meeting with them, couldn't get a meeting. And so because their budget will be coming up, we needed to let them know this is what we're thinking that we're going to be billing you for. And so everybody has a copy of that in their sheet. Junction, $15,952. Hardin County, $259. Washington Township, I said Hardin County, I'm sorry, Hardin Township. Washington Township, $12,453, and Grant Township, $558.86. This is based on information that Sheriff Williams gave us that the state of Iowa provides. So it's not something that we have just decided we're gonna pull these numbers out of the air. And it's based on us having a budget for our fire department of $48,000. And so then we can bill them, and then the money that they pay us goes into our budget for the fire department, and that actually reduces what we have to put into our budget to make the 48,000.
And how do they pay us, quarterly or?
I think
Once a
just
year?
upon billing, and, from what I understand, if I understand this right, they, a lot of times, they will send out a bill like in the second half of the year, so that then they know that they've got enough to carry it through to the end of that fiscal year. But you could bill it whenever you want it to, is my understanding. And so we may be hearing back from some of them, and hopefully we'll have a meeting if they're not happy with this, but we had to get something rolling so that they understood. So I make a motion that these numbers that we have sent out, that we go with that unless there happens to be some feedback from them and this is not feasible, and then we look at the numbers again with assistance from Jack based on what the state has. So I make a motion that we go with these numbers and put our budget with these numbers at 48,000 for this next year for the fire department.
I second it.
Aye.
Okay, discussion concerning community center loans information.
This is just a discussion to let people know, basically, I did not realize this, and I'm sure, I guess I might be the only one, but the community center, was not just all fundraised and all paid for. We took out a loan back in 2016, we paid $32,200 yearly, along with $2,074.33 in December for an interest payment. We will be doing that, those payments until 2026. I want people just to remember that the city, we are paying this payment, we are paying this loan payment and this interest payment every year. So it's not all cut and dry, it's not all paid for. I'm just getting that out there, so when people say, what do we do with our money? We're paying off this building also.
The other thing is, it's my understanding that even though we have solar panels that are supposed to provide the electricity for this, it doesn't cover everything. So we still have electric bills that come in on this too. And so that's just another expense that we
You
have.
still have insurance too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, until I got on council, I will admit, I thought that the community center was paid for. I had no idea that the original amount that was taken out was $322,000 on this particular loan, and we're still paying on it.
So if anybody has $130,000 laying around at home, they don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
The city would be happy to take it on their hands.
And pay off that debt.
There you go.
Absolutely. And no vote is needed, it was just informational.
Anything else on that?
No, not that I can think of. We just want-
Discussion and vote on use of the community room and that community center. Come on.
Yeah, it's my understanding that this center was built for everyone in the community, including clubs and organizations, to have a nice, safe place to meet and enjoy. A year ago, the council asked me to oversee the center and do some updating and repairs, and I just want you to be aware of that we did do repairs on the stove and the ovens, so they work again. And we found out the stoves had never been hooked up to the fire alarm system, but they are now. We've replaced two 20-cup coffee makers, which didn't work, and the vacuum, which screamed every time it was turned on. We bought a new one of those. We still need to buy a red electric roasting pan, but it was out of stock the last time I checked online. We have a new cleaning person who's dependable and communicates well, and she needs something for the center. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but the Horizons Club donated a table cart and 2 chair carts so that when we set up and tear down over here, it's a lot easier. You don't have to carry 2 chairs or 1 table, you can carry several. So we're working on getting everything going. I got a couple minor things still have done. And we booked the center for several different events such as family reunions, garage sales, organizational meetings, baby showers, graduation parties, wedding receptions, to name a few. People who come here from out of town or have never been to the center before compliment the town on what great place the town has in this community center, especially for the size of the town. This next year, I hope to market the center more this year to rent in order to make the center self-sufficient. I want to tell the businesswomen I have no problem with another Grand Junction club or organization using the center, just as long as the housekeeping rules are followed. I think you deserve to be here. I know that you committed money when it was being built, and just let us know what room you want to use.
Just a small room.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, if we have too many wheelchairs and walkers, some days we might have to come over here.
Okay, that's fine.
It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, we just asked that, you have your meetings during regular hours when Wendy's here.
Yeah, on Tuesdays.
Yeah, and I know you got a couple smokers, or at least
They go outside.
and I just don't want to see cigarette butts out there.
That's
Figure out a way. Other than that, you're more than welcome. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I just have a question on that. So are we just letting card players in then, or how are we?
I think the community center, that's the name of it, community center. So I think any organization that wants to use it, that follows the housekeeping rules, ought to be allowed to use it at no cost to them.
That's what we always did before.
And
So I have a group of friends that I just want to meet up with. It's okay for me to bring them up here and meet in there.
No, you're gonna have to rent. This is clubs and organizations.
With us getting new members, we don't have room across the street for all of us.
Right, I understand it from both sides. I just don't know how we designate what's fair for this party, then isn't fair for this party. So
Well,
we
they're-
have to make it fair for everybody.
Right, but they are an organization. They're the women's
nonprofit.
business.
Okay, and so then Jerry had mentioned there used to be a group of guy card players that I don't know what they were, that used to play, they can come play cards too?
Yeah.
So, but they're not an organization, they're a card playing
Well,
group of guys,
I think most of them are deceased.
okay?
So I don't think they're gonna be playing cards anymore, but what I
What's
was,
the difference between the card players and the lady coffee drinkers?
well, here,
Probably should, excuse me, we probably should have there'll be a time, once in a while, an emergency that we need that room for something. And
That's
at that
fine.
point, so they'll have a calendar of the day you're gonna be here, and you can plan around what,
Okay.
and,
What are we gonna do when Wendy goes to lunch? I mean, we lock up the building, so they're gonna have to be out of here during the lunch hour because there's nobody gonna be in the building.
her office, lock her office.
Okay, so all these other rooms are locked?
There's so much here to see.
This room's locked, typically that room's locked.
Is the kitchen?
The kitchen is not locked, but we can lock it. if we need
Hang
to.
on, well, please let us talk this over here, let us talk this through. I just wanna make sure that this is fair for everybody because, a card group, and I get it, but yet I get also, somebody else might have a group of 4-H mothers that wanna meet for coffee to discuss the cow that's being butchered. And so how do we make it fair for everybody unless you just say, look, if the room's open, it's free, and then
Well,
why are we charging for anything?
Well, we don't charge for that room, number one.
Or should we? I guess that's what I want to say. Should we charge a little something?
I mean, we know that the Lions Club
Meets there.
and the Horizons,
Yeah, meets here.
And both of those groups give back to the town in numerous ways, give back to things.
really.
The Horizons group, didn't
Hang
the
on,
Horizons
please.
group do some
Hang on.
stuff?
Pardon?
The Horizons group. had
Yeah.
Shelves and, I mean,
Yeah.
and, the Lions Club, I know what they've done for the pool and different things, and the park, and.
Well, the business women, how much money did you donate for?
I don't remember, I don't
think it
have
was
all the
over
records.
6,000.
That's what I was
Okay,
thinking.
so donated for the, for
Plus
like
we
the
donated to
fundraise
the
for,
pool.
I mean,
Yeah.
way back 6 years ago, or
Okay,
7
hang
years
on, hang on.
ago. Back in 2000, whenever, when this was gonna get built.
I just wanna make sure that we have the rules down because it's gonna come up again. I mean, it's gonna, somebody's
fair.
gonna call and go, hey, my
That's fair.
sisters and,
Our employees keep lunch in there at times, and we don't wanna have to be clearing the icebox out from something that you guys have left there.
We don't even use the refrigerator.
Okay, that sounds great, because we'll probably, I mean, they keep stuff in there to eat, they pot
We don't
pies
care.
and.
Could there be a contract we almost figure out that the group is?
Well, that's up to you guys. I mean, you decide on that.
Well, it's not you, it's us. It's all of us.
I don't see a need for a contract. We haven't had a contract with Horizons. We haven't had a contract with the Lions Club. So I don't see a need for a
But
contract.
what I'm thinking is, this particular group starts using it every Tuesday or whatever it might be.
Mhm.
And then the word gets out, well, every Tuesday this group uses it, and every Wednesday I wanna use it
This is
for
the community center.
whatever group it might be. So then the next person, well, if they're using it, she's using it, I'm gonna see if I can use it, well, the room's empty, I'm gonna use it. And then we've got several little groups using it with no rules or rhyme or reason. to it,
No,
other than I'm
you gotta,
checking it out with
no,
Wendy.
Laura, they gotta follow the housekeeping rules. And they include, you can't leave anything in the refrigerator other than coffee. Any
Why-
food
why
and
do
stuff has to be.
but if somebody
How do you
wants to
have
use
coffee?
this room,
Then
and
you
I
have to
follow,
pay for it.
and I follow the housekeeping rules, why can't I use this one for free?
Because you
This-
can't.
When this thing,
There you go, that's the problem.
Simone says so. Yeah.
Because
when
Mickey
this was
says
all
you can't.
built, most of you guys weren't even here, when this was all designed, the whole community wanted a free room. And they, in fact, they made it even smaller than what it's designed it.
Yeah.
They wanted a free room. These rooms, you pay for. That one's a free room if the town itself does not need it.
So anybody can use that free room,
Well,
that's what
I
you're
mean, I
saying
don't
right
know.
there, it's anybody, that's the thing.
No, listen to me, I don't
It's
know,
not funny.
coming from out of town to have it for a free room or something. I don't know about that.
But what if I live in town and all my friends or relatives or whatever
Yeah,
come from
hopefully.
out of town? Okay, I probably don't even have that many friends, but if I did, if I had more than 8,
I'm just telling you what it was
Right,
designed
right.
for.
Well, that's what it was designed for back in whatever, but things have changed. So what I'm saying
excuse
is,
me, please,
if I want to
or we'll ask
have a
you to
group
leave.
there, and I've never rented anything, I don't know, even know what the housekeeping rules are. And I'm not trying to be difficult, Nikki, I'm just other sides of the coin.
There ought to be a sheet laminated. There's one in the kitchen. We'll make sure there's one over there that has the housekeeping rules. But here's what let's do, since there's concern here. Let's revisit the contract that when we rent these rooms, and we'll say that it's free we'll have a simple contract for anybody that wants to rent that room, and they have to sign a contract. We won't charge them for I call it the little kitchen, if they want to have a meeting, but if it's not returned in the way when they went there, then we're gonna fine them, and they won't be able to use the room anymore.
But what you're still saying is if the room is available, it's free for any group
Yeah.
that wants to use it.
That's in
Grand
Grand
Junction.
Junction.
Oh,
See, and you're in Grand Junction, so you can
I
have
live in
your
Grand
8
Junction,
friends.
Yeah.
so I can have my 8 friends come to that room.
7.
Okay, well,
So is that gonna be a set standard of people, that's it? No more than, I mean, are you gonna say that you can't have any more than 7 people in there? Is that fire code or is that something? I'm just asking.
I don't have a problem with the people playing cards. I honestly don't. I'm just trying to figure out, because this is going to become a mess, I'm afraid. If we don't lay the rules out ahead of time, somebody is going to push the envelope because that's human nature.
And what one of the ladies or someone in the crowd said, we might have too many people and have to move in here. You can't just move in here if you overflow that.
That's a point, yeah.
You just can't, I mean, it's what I'm hearing, I guess, I'm not making
How
that.
many people usually play cards?
There's usually about 8 of us, and that fits in that. And it's not just cards, we have our meetings, and we used to be in that room before COVID.
Right.
And then we all got COVID from here. So 2 of us died and 2 of us made it. We were in there before with no problems. I don't understand why there's a problem now. We never left a mess. We cleaned up after ourselves. So I don't understand what the problem is.
Well, let's have a committee, or each of us write down what rules you think we ought to have for the room. And I say temporarily, for now, we go ahead and we let the businesswomen meet there and play cards, and by next month, we'll have our rules and we'll vote on it.
And if Jerry's group of, forgive me, old guys want to play cards, they can come play too.
As long as they don't have any women decisions.
Yeah, there you go, no women, men and women gotta be separated in that room.
We gotta remember, this is a community center. We do fundraising here. So we have, the community comes up and spends money to help us out, or other organizations, and so it's got to be open for the community. It just really does. And as long as they're using it when Wendy's here during regular hours, I guess I don't have really a problem. Now, if you're gonna do it at night, and now you need a fob to get in, or you need one of us to come up and let you in and out, now I've got some problems with it. So that's how I look at it.
And you were in order for what, like 9 to 3 or something like that?
Jake, you got any input on this? Jump right
I
in
don't see
here.
a problem with, as long as they take care of it.
Yeah.
And, as long as they're locals, and that's what the community center's for.
Okay, Kenny?
Problem would be the smokers, where they're gonna go out the back, right, out that side door. Well, that side door automatically locks once you get out. If you stick a brick or something there to hold it open, you're gonna have a lot of other things maybe in here we don't want.
Is there like a
Well,
designated
there's no
outdoor
reason-
smoking
no
area?
smoking.
No, but outside the building, they just asked about that.
We'll figure it out.
Well, we can't leave the door open, but it locks behind you automatically.
Isn't there a thing out front with an ashtray thing?
I don't know.
I don't think I don't think it has an ashtray.
But
They
there's
have,
nothing there to put it in, right?
I don't think so. I think there's a garbage can out there, but I don't think there's any type of ashtray.
Okay, we'll get something.
There's
Don't
smoking
worry.
free.
Get some coffee
Yeah.
cans and,
We just don't
Some
want the
sand.
door left.
I understand.
Well, what we could do is put that on part of the rules, the
Yeah,
smoking
yeah,
cigarette thing,
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever it may be,
Yeah.
and the door thing, don't prop open, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
We can include that in it. And, I just think it's good to have, a contract, so then it's read and everybody's aware of this is what the rules are.
Now, are we gonna make Horizons and the Lions Club sign these since?
Absolutely, if
Okay.
if we're gonna play fair, why not?
Okay.
And if my group of friends wanna come up here with me, and I'll sign it, if Joe Blow off the street wants to bring his friend in here to sit and talk, they've gotta sign it,
Okay.
Not every single time, but I mean, like this, if the card players are coming up,
I think every
if they're
Tuesday,
gonna
like.
come every Tuesday,
Yeah.
one time sign it, and then we have to do it every Tuesday by means,
Yeah.
but.
What time does she leave? 4:30. 4:30, oh, okay, we're good,
Okay.
we're good.
So you're making a motion then to let groups, and we will get some kind of a contract written up, and you're making a motion,
To let specifically the business women starting tomorrow, if they wanna play cards here, until our next council meeting. and then we'll have a contract, and we'll go from there.
Thank you.
Thank you, sounds fair.
And
Yes.
schedule, because like if Wendy would happen to take a Tuesday off, or a snow day, God, I hope we have no more of those, or, you know, sickness or whatever, then that day it's closed. Even, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but
Even if Rod is in town, you could have it
what
open.
time do you start your meetings?
Usually around 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Okay. I'm back in Junction typically at 1, so if she's gone, they can call me and, you know, but don't call me every week.
Thank you so much.
So you made a motion.
We're gonna have a contract for groups that use whatever we wanna call that room.
That it's called the community room, actually.
Okay.
It actually is.
Okay,
Okay.
that use the community room for free. With the stipulation they follow the housekeeping rules, and if they don't, then
All right. Have a second?
Second.
Aye.
Thank you.
Didn't mean to make this, we were not coming down on the card players, it was just, we need to figure out the rules for the room. So
Yeah.
whoever's in that group, it was not you
Yeah,
personally by any means.
it's not the card players, but
No, we used it a lot before, and we always made sure everything was the same.
And that was before our time, so that's why we're moving forward with new stuff. So anyway, I didn't want you to think I'm against your card playing, I'm certainly not.
Well, it's not just cards, we do things for the community, we do fundraisers, and we do donate.
right. We just had to make sure that everybody is gonna be on the same playing field because somebody will be questioning it. I guarantee it.
But again, thank you for
Yes.
wanting to use it.
Thank you.
Gotta do it. Okay,
Okay, moving on.
yes.
Department reports, Mayor, I guess I don't have much except maybe, how did we come out with finding the trees and paying what trees we owed for and got money back, or did we discuss that now, or what? Just kinda
Well, last, I talked to Terry Heffley, I think it was before the last meeting, and I said, everything has been put, sent in so that we should be getting the refund of 9,000, whatever it was, back, and he said, yes, they have everything, so we should be getting a check for that back. We put it in, we should be getting it
And
back,
where's
so.
that, who's that come from, the DNR?
I think so.
More Mickey was in
Might
it.
be the trees forever,
No,
no?
a few different.
Yeah,
This one, it was the DNR.
and so that should be coming at some point.
I don't know where we're at on the sewer stuff, it may come up later on down, but that's all I have. The council have anything?
You remember last time I told you they come and replace that sewer stuff. It's been replaced.
But they never put, the weir is not replaced.
I don't think the weir was part of that. That didn't have anything to do with lighting.
What was replaced was the part that was struck by lightning.
Right.
And that was like a
all-
motherboard or almost type
That
of
was all
thing.
we could get. That other thing. will
Because
come
that
up.
was an insurance thing. The weird thing is a whole different,
That's
the
coming
weird
up
thing-
next year.
yeah, it's a whole
But it
different
was all
ballgame.
part of the DNR package.
But, yeah, but that's, the insurance is only paying for what electrically was done.
Right.
That was it.
And so we have to move forward with whatever the DNR is saying now that we have to do.
Okay,
No, I'm asking.
well, that's gotta be done.
Well,
Uh,
what's his name is,
Dave Lee?
I asked him the other day to check with those two guys, engineers, that's gotta be planning what's going on for 24, they kind of wait till the last minute plan. I said, we need to have some kind of idea on what that's gonna cost money wise.
Weren't there supposed to, Brett kind of remembers that, weren't there supposed to be two different companies that were supposed to give us bids on that?
Just a second, I'm having a thought.
Yay.
Was gonna give us the specs.
Correct.
And then you take those specs and then you go and get two bids. No?
No, you're mostly right. So, from what I was told by Bolton and me, Andrew, something, I can't remember his name, the engineer, is that the city was just gonna let Bolton and me handle it all. They were gonna get the bids and then bring the bids to the council.
Oh,
And then the
okay,
council would decide from there.
okay.
So we
So
can,
somebody needs to get a hold of Bolton and Mink and find out where they're at with it, is what,
Yeah, we'd like to have some kind of idea before it sneaks up on us and we don't know if we have enough money to do it.
just a second, who from Bolton and Mink did you think you talked to?
I'm looking that up right
Okay.
now.
A contact name would be just,
Andrew, Sint, Sindt.
did he send you an email or anything?
Yeah, I can,
If you can forward that to Wendy for us,
I got a
please.
mess of emails from him.
yeah, forward what you can to Wendy and then she'll be our gatekeeper. Okay, thanks, Brett.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
What else, Jerry?
That's it, and if any of you council.
council has anything?
I wanna honor, thank old Jake for
Yeah.
stepping up to the plate.
Stepping up and.
He already looks like he's got less hair than he had.
This'll do it.
Yes.
Yeah, turning gray.
You got anything to add, Jake?
No, like I say, that's all new to me, and I just wanna try and
Vicky?
get through what we need to do.
No. See what Ron's got.
Okay.
You got anything?
I don't know that I have
I
anything.
don't have anything. I think I'm pretty good.
Ron?
We're good.
You're good.
Yeah, he gave us a report,
Library,
so,
fire department.
You got my report. I do have one bill for, the physicals that insurance makes us do. I don't know why they keep sending it to us. but
okay.
It's $149.
Do you keep a copy of that for your files?
We do.
Okay, all right. And,
Well, we don't keep a copy of the invoice, we just keep a copy of the physical.
okay, so if, Joan St. Clair would say, have you had your physical and you could pull it up?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah,
Okay, all right, that's good. Wendy can have that. What about the reimbursement
Yep.
from?
So Laura, we talked the other day.
Mhm.
So I have I have two checks for you. We have not received, well, let me rephrase that. I received a check in just last Thursday at our meeting from Washington Township for the $2,000 you were talking about. We are giving that back because after the discussion we
To us.
had, no, we give it back to Washington Township.
You're not forwarding it to, so we have to bill them?
Well, if you're talking for 2022, yes.
So you're saying Thursday's check was for 2023?
No. Thursday's check was for 2022. It was just late getting here. Not by the township, but I have a check from Grant Township for 800 and Hardin for 285.
Okay, and so we need to get a hold of Washington Township then and have them send a different check to us, because that
You're gonna
check,
have to bill them, but yes.
yeah, okay, because that check was made out to you guys, and that's why you can't just,
That's why I sent it back, because after all the discussion we've had, I'm not
Right.
cashing these anymore.
okay,
I'm
okay, all
I'm
right,
sending it back.
yep, yep,
That's between the city and the township.
okay, yep, yep. Well, hopefully, they should have gotten a letter today, it went out like Friday, so hopefully, we'll either be having a meeting with them in regards to that, or at the next fiscal year, we'll be having a bigger budget.
Mhm.
So that should be a workable,
Mayor, I want to go back to council.
yeah,
Have we ordered dog tags for this year?
we still have dog tags left over for next year that people can purchase. Is that what you're asking?
No, we get new dog tags every year. And starting January 1st, people need to get new dog tags. So we order new dog tags every year. Did we get them for this year, 2023?
We just sell them a new dog tag with the information on it, right?
But it's
I have a
got,
dog.
but it's got a year on it?
That'd be kind of expensive if you don't, how many do you have to take at one time?
How do you know how?
I mean,
Well, that's the problem. So we're going, this year, one of the things I want to work on is how you license dogs.
well, maybe we get some kind of embosser or something to change the date from from
I didn't look at them.
2022 to 2023 and say we're
So
selling
the
some
dog tags actually have 2022 on them?
I think so.
I
money.
thought they had a number that was like the license number.
They'd have that too,
I think we could probably look at that. Are they metal?
yes.
I think we could figure out how to emboss them for 2023.
Because that makes no sense, because we
Rod,
have a
Rod's got
bunch.
one of them little.
Here's the deal,
Yep.
since we don't know, I think it's
Because
something we
how
should
we know
have.
how many to
If
buy?
Wendy could check into it,
Yeah.
and then we can have a follow-up discussion.
Yeah.
And if you're concerned about how we go about the process, then I guess you need to talk to Wendy, and then if there's more.
Well, I think the council needs to decide here how we're gonna change it next year, because I know, having walked the town when I was running for office, there are more dogs in this town than are being licensed.
No.
And I'm not after the $5 that we charge, but I want the dogs vaccinated. So in case they
Don't
get
point at me,
loose.
maybe I don't even have a dog. I don't have a dog, I don't have a cat, I don't have nothing.
You got Keith.
That's, I see Faith, I'll pay $5 and get a license.
I'm not done with the fire thing yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, we done with that?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, Brett, just because I don't know, you say you had one call in Perry, was that for the ambulance or something?
I was not looking.
I mean, is that because now that Ribby and you guys are trying to break up the area, who's got, I mean,
There's
not
no-
Ribby, but Dallas County?
There's no breaking up. If things go the correct, Harry does not want those sections.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wondered, I can understand the one to Gower, and then the other one I couldn't, to Dawson, you had 3. Was that, fires or was that the ambulance?
It wouldn't be the ambulance.
Okay. So it'd probably be fire? I didn't know we did.
Well, it could be a rescue.
Oh,
I mean, it could be as a rescue, as in it could have been a car accident, it could have been.
but whose area is Dawson?
So this is all for 20.
Well, Dawson would be Harry, but our county line goes down that way.
Yeah, I am
You're
here.
just miles.
Right. No, I got no problem with you going, I just want.
Oh, probably not in the
That's all I had.
12 rescue free agency to blah, blah, blah. So this whole front page
That's
is
last year.
the whole year.
Correct. Yeah, that's 2022.
So you guys are gonna cover all the Ribby?
Unofficially.
Any word back from Dana?
Not to me anyway.
And we haven't had anything.
I was asked about that, but no, I
Okay.
haven't heard a word.
And we,
That's who we sent a certified letter to, or? a-
Yeah.
or a-
As far as I know, the sheriff's office did serve that. As of when, I do not know.
I think we just sent it
Did you?
certified. Yeah, we sent it certified, but nobody has heard anything back. We haven't got the letter back yet either, so, but I don't think that it's been 30 days. Has it? No.
So the person had to sign for it.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think so. We done. If we hear something, we'll let you know.
To be honest with you, that doesn't really,
It doesn't affect.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't,
It's their.
yeah,
I mean, we're gonna go.
right,
But-
right.
Oh, no, okay, it's all around.
But no, I mean, we would absolutely respond without that. That's just between the cities, really.
Right, right, okay. Any-
One other thing, Paul, you were going to check on it, on the golf cart tags and stuff, is it?
The ATVs, we had somebody call in or come in and ask about the licenses, and the governor said no more. So we can't charge them to drive on our streets. You don't have to have a tag for that. You have to be a licensed driver to drive your ATV, and you have to go to the courthouse and do some kind of a registration there. So that's what they need to do. That's all the more I can tell you, because I don't have one of those either.
The DNR is also,
I got nothing.
they're also doing that, and it's free, but
Yeah,
you can get a free.
and maybe that's what it is just a free thing, but there's nothing here in town that we can charge
That's
them
kind of
for. Right, except the dog tag that we're gonna have to look into. We'll go from there.
Maybe if you find, I don't even know what the dog tag stuff is, so I mean, if you find what it says, how much.
We-
Send that
We had
out.
just looked at that, and there's a bunch of them, she had ordered,
There's like a whole bunch of them.
yeah,
That's why we
That's
can't
what
replace
also-
them every year.
that's,
Right, I loaned him, he's got a little engraver, you can just write.
well, that's why I
Well,
wondered
if he
if,
does that, then everybody else can engrave their own, so.
but they've gotta come get the tag.
They don't have the number. They don't have the number.
number on it.
The number will tell.
And I don't know, like I said, I don't have a dog, so I don't really think about dog tag.
Well, and I don't think people understand why we want dog tags to be
Because
given
you have to prove that they are
vaccinated.
vaccinated.
Okay,
All right, anything else?
I need a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Aye.
Done.
You like to ask.